Hello YouTube, Wes here checking in with a brand new edition of my Vinyl Finds of the Month series that's been going on for quite a while now. These, as the title suggests, these are my vinyl finds from the month of April 2022. Hope you're all doing well. We're well into the month of May now. But April was a pretty big month. We had Record Store Day and had a record show here in Gainesville that I attended, as well as several new releases. We're getting into that sort of, late spring, early summer period where albums just start dropping like crazy. And yeah, just lots of new releases coming out right now, and I'm big on picking up new releases, checking new things out. So I got a couple of those here to share with you. So before we get into the vinyl records, I do have some other vinyl I would like to share with you. Probably most of you, or many of you at least, also collect pop figurines, because there are a lot of music-related pop figurines, and I did get a couple added to my collection. And I wanted to share those with you real quickly since they're vinyl and they're music-related, so why not? First one we got here is Miles Davis, Pop Rock's number 191. So yeah, that was a really cool one to see. I would have never thought they would have done a Miles Davis pop, but that's a cool one. Definitely glad to have that one in the collection. And then the other one I got, pretty cool new series. I have several Jimi Hendrix pops. This is a new one that just came out. This is the Jimi Hendrix Are You Experienced? So they've been doing this series where they, do like a pop with like an album cover kind of thing. It's going to be hard to see. But he's wearing the shirt that he's wearing in the album cover on Are You Experienced? So yeah, neat little set here. This is the first one of these I have picked up. Normally don't pick these up, but yeah, was a gift from my husband, so I appreciate that. Both of those were gifts from my husband, so very cool to get those and add those to my pop music collection. I'll have to do like a feature on my pop music collection someday just to share the ones I have. But they're just fun to pick up, fun to have, sort of decorate the music room here, decorate my, it's office / music room / photography studio / whatever. So let's go ahead and get into the actual vinyl, the ones you're all here to see. The first two here are my Record Store Day pickups. I did not go to the record store on Record Store Day. I went the day after because Record Store Day, that Saturday, was also the Friends of the Library sale. And recently, last week, I shared what I found at the Friends of the Library sale. So yeah, I spent most of the day doing that, and I was pretty exhausted. So I didn't end up going to the record store that day. But I went on Sunday morning when I woke up. I checked online. Some of the online stores post their leftovers for Record Store Day. And I did pick up one thing online, and this one came from Amoeba Records, and this is one of the ones that I'd seen on the list that interested in me, but not enough for me to go wait in line or anything. But luckily there was plenty of these left over, so I was glad to pick it up, and that is Elton John's The Tom Bell Sessions. So a really cool 6-track EP he did with Tom Bell, and the Spinners are on here as well. Yeah, just some Philly soul with Elton John. Great stuff. The Mama Can't Buy You Love is on here. Track. So yeah, that was just something I wanted to have. I do tend to pick up Elton John stuff on vinyl, and this is on a nice violet colored vinyl. So there is that. Just a single LP, 6 tracks. Sounds pretty good. Really been enjoying spinning this over the past month now that I've had it. So that was my one Record Store Day online pickup. And then I did go to my local record store on Sunday, the day after Record Store Day, and asked about this one, and they did still have it available, so I went ahead and grabbed it, and that was the latest sort of limited reissue of Larry Coryell's Fairyland They've been doing. There's usually a Larry Coryell reissue in the Record Store Day list, and this is the one for this year. And I was glad to pick this one up. Great fusion jazz guitarist. If you're a rock guy, if you're a metal guy, and you want to sort of dip your toes into jazz or get into jazz fusion, Larry Coryell is a good place to start because he can really shred, and awesome stuff. The back cover, I think this is limited to 2,000 copies on the Culture Factory label. They've been doing these reissue series. Printed inner sleeve, although nothing too exciting there. And this is a very light pink and white marbled color. Kind of much more muted than the OB strip on the front cover there would lead you to believe. But yeah, just nice sounding. I would say the pressing's okay. The recording quality, it's a live recording from Montreux in 1971. It's okay. It's not amazing, but it's good. That's Larry Coryell, Fairyland, live from Montreux in 1971. Glad to have found that one. One more thing for the Larry Coryell collection. It's ever growing. It's starting to get a bit out of hand. It's getting kind of like my, Jimi Hendrix collection. They just keep doing these reissues over and over again, and it starts to build up after a while. Okay, so let's talk about a couple new releases from the month. As I said, we're getting into that period of the year where new releases just start dropping, several every week, and it's just tough to pick the ones you really got to have. The first one I definitely had to have was the new one from Orville Peck. This is his, I guess, technically a second album, titled Bronco. Double LP, really great, kind of Roy Orbison country vocal kind of thing, very queer, really enjoyable stuff. Yeah, just really mellow, really chill, very approachable. I'd say you put this on in a room of mixed background kind of people. Everybody's probably going to enjoy it for one reason or another. But really good stuff, really enjoyable to listen to. And pretty neat gatefold on there as well. As I said, this is a 2 LP set. It's a pretty long album on black vinyl. I don't know if there was a colored pressing available of this or not. I think probably there was. But yeah, good, just a solid album from Orville Peck. A lot more mellow than I expected it to be, but still very good. As I said, very approachable and very enjoyable. So that was the first, the first non-Record Store Day new release I picked up. All right, the next thing was kind of an unknown for me. Saw a lot of people posting about this, and I decided to give it a shot. Checked out a couple samples online, sort of listened to it, and said, yeah, I kind of dig that. I kind of like to hear it, have the album on vinyl, and that is the debut album from Wetlake. So this is kind of like a pop punk kind of thing, leaning more on the pop side than the punk side, but very quirky, very funny, kind of tongue-in-cheek kind of lyrics. Just a fun album. I know a lot of people have picked this up. A lot of people are digging this right now. Yeah, they have some great music videos as well. So if you're curious, check out some of their music videos here on YouTube. So the first thing, it came with like a kind of a photo / lyric book here. Just fun stuff. And then this is the Independent Record Store Day exclusive on kind of a piss yellow vinyl, I guess would be the best way to put that. Fun stuff. Kind of reminds me of Fontaine's DC last year, kind of outside of my normal wheelhouse, but yet something I really loved. something quirky, something funny. So yeah, that's the debut album from Wetlake. I believe it's just self-titled. Yeah, if you're just looking for something fun to spin in the summertime, I think this is gonna hit the spot. Really good album, getting a lot of love, so that's good. Okay, so the next thing I picked up, another new release for the month. As I said, we're getting into that time of year. Lots of new things coming out. This is the latest solo album by Jack White, titled Fear of the Dawn. Yeah, another weird one from Jack White. This album is kind of all over the place. I'm not really sure what's going on at all times. When few years back, probably 5 or 6 years back now, when Boarding House Reach came out, that one, at first, it was like, what the hell is he doing? And this one is, again, what the hell is he doing? But, over time, I grew to love Boarding House Reach, so I'm hoping that'll happen again with this one. But yeah, this is I'd say this is a tough listen. It's like, what's happening here? It's kind of all over the place. It doesn't seem to have a direction or a theme. It's weird. So yeah, this one's just going to require some more time spent with it, more time listening. I don't hate it. I enjoy it, but I'm not sure. I want to understand it more, I guess is the best way to put it. So this one has several inserts here. There's one of the inserts here. Dawn. And I guess this is a lyric sheet here. And then some more lyrics on here. Yeah, you can tell from the artwork, this one's pretty weird, but and there is side 1 and side 2. This is a black vinyl pressing, of course pressed at Jack White's pressing plant, Third Man Records. Excellent pressing. I do really like all the pressings I've gotten from that pressing plant so far. They do really nice work. So yeah, another weird solo album from Jack White. As I said, it's going to take some more listens, some more time spent with it to really find out what this is. But if you're curious, check it out. It's out there. Okay, the next two things I have came from a local Target that's going out of business. They decided to put this sort of mini Target near the college campus where I work at. And they opened it up a couple years before the pandemic hit. And then I think during the pandemic, when all the students were gone, they weren't getting any business. So they kind of decided to close it, even though now the students are back. And I'm sure the store is getting pretty good business. It always did good business when it was open. But for whatever reason, they're going to close it. And they did happen to, weirdly, I was in there looking for something else, and they happened to have some records, and they were on clearance. So I thought, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and grab these. I picked up two things here from the going out of business sale at Target. First one is a compilation they did for Black History Month. This one is Music for the Movement Part 1. Great compilation here. Different artists on here. Kamasi Washington's on here. Robert Glasper. Rhapsody is on here. Corday and Common are on here. Yeah, really cool compilation of tracks. And this one's on what they call bone-colored vinyl. That was a pretty neat one to find. And then the next one is one I grew up listening to. Spent a lot of time drinking cheap beer to this album, and it's actually a compilation. I've always kind of wanted it on vinyl, but never got around to actually getting it, and saw it there, had to get it. Legend, Greatest Hits of Bob Marley, of course, a classic. This is probably one of the best-selling compilations of all time, if not the best-selling compilation of all time at this point. It's had to have passed some others at this point, as ubiquitous as this album has become, or this compilation has become. This is the Target gold color, even though it's more of a brownish orange color. Okay, next up I got some thrift store finds. The first one here, these first few here are from a trip we did to Ocala one weekend. This first one here got a sort of a promotional thing for It's a Small World when it was at the World's Fair in 1964 and 65. So this would be, I'm guessing this was given out if you went on the ride at the World's Fair. So it's got, it's got It's a Small World After All on it, part 1 and part 2. English, Swedish, and Swiss together, and Japanese, Italian, and English. So yeah, it's a little rough, but I thought that was a neat piece, and I probably paid 50 cents or $1 for this, and couldn't leave it behind. It's a cool little piece. This came from the World's Fair, where It's a Small World got its start. It's a cool little Disney piece. Next up, a little bit of a local private press kind of thing here from 77, I think it was. Livingston Golden Trio, couple of music teachers, I think it is. Piano and drums kind of thing. Kind of jazzy, kind of poppy. I thought, what the heck, I'm going to go ahead and pick it up. It is autographed. And yeah, go ahead and check that out. And then I got a copy of Ohio Players Pleasure. I guess that's the back cover. That's the front cover. This is a unipack. See, just Ohio Players I didn't have. I thought I'd give it a listen, see if there's anything on here I like. Okay, so all the rest of the things here are from the Gainesville Record Show that happened, I guess the week after Record Store Day it was. I'm trying to think back to when things actually happened. Yeah, the record show was kind of weird. At first I was planning on going, and then something came up, and I didn't think I was going to be able to go, and then plans changed, and I was able to go again. So it was kind of like up and down, and I just kind of went in there and decided not to spend a lot of money. I spent a lot of money on new releases this month, and I spent a lot of money at the library sale. So I'm pretty tapped out as far as budget goes for this month. But I did pick up a bunch of one $2 record and a bunch of $1 records. First one here is one I've been kind of on the lookout for. Found a copy in a Goodwill about a year or so ago now. It was so beat up it wouldn't play, but finally found a decent copy for $2, and that is Sonny Bono's Interviews. So this is kind of Sonny Bono does psych country kind of thing. Supposedly, I have not listened to it yet. It's supposed to be an interesting listen. I definitely want to hear it at least once. So for $2, I thought that was nice. This cover is in okay condition, but the vinyl itself is very nice condition. Nice plum capital, or plum Atco label. Yeah, very nice condition on the vinyl on that one. So whoever bought this probably did not like it. Whoever originally owned this anyway probably did not like it. But as I said, it's just something I've been wanting to hear, and I'm not one to just stream things. I kind of hope to find things like that in the wild and pick them up for cheap, and then hear them in their original format. Is kind of that's kind of what I like to do. So that's what I'm going to do here. And then I think all the rest were $1. Couple different vendors. I looked at some higher price stuff. I just didn't find anything I had to have. So all cheap records for me after the record show. First one we got here is a 12-inch single Debbie Harry Feel the Spin. I think this is from '87. I had not heard of this track. I have not had a chance to spin it to see if it's something I recognize. Yeah, I thought it would be fun one to pick up. Next up, we got Chick Corea and Herbie Hancock with Corea and Hancock. is going to be some fusion jazz there. Look forward to checking that one out. I have not seen that one before. Next one is pretty odd. I had never seen this before. I haven't heard anyone talk about it. I'm guessing it's probably not very good, but we have Donovan with 70s. This album was made in Nashville and showcases the talents of some of the greatest recording musicians in the world today. I'm proud to know them. Yeah, just weird one from Donovan. We'll check it out and see what it is. Next up, one from the Canadian group Lighthouse that I do love. This is their album One Fine Morning from 1971. Yeah, just cool Canadian rock group in the late 60s, early 70s. Glad to have found that. Next up, a pretty clean copy of Gordon Lightfoot's debut album. 60, when did this come out? I forget the year. But yeah, Gordon Lightfoot's debut album, excellent album. Really great debut album. I do like this one quite a bit. So this is potentially an upgrade for me. Next up, copy of Styx Cornerstone. This one has the flaps on the back that fold out, and I can't remember if I even had picked this up before in the past. I know I've seen it before, and I don't remember if I did pick it up, did mine have this flip out thing in the back with the foil inner sleeve? I didn't remember this being a thing, so I thought for $1 I'm gonna go ahead and grab it, and if I do already have it like this, then I can put one in the Discogs store. But next up, we got Robert Palmer with Secrets. This one has Dr. Bad Case of Lovin' You on it. I do like some Robert Palmer quite a bit. Been enjoying picking up his solo albums. Basically, growing up, all I knew was what was played on the radio, and he's got some great albums, so glad to have picked that one up. Next up, copy of Sheena Easton, Best Kept Secret. That cover on that one. Next up, we got one from Joe Walsh here, There Goes the Neighborhood. Awesome album cover. Should be some good blues rock kind of stuff. Sure, we'll check that one out. Next up, got one here from Smith, Minus Plus. I've seen they have another album where they're like in the front of a barn kind of, or an outhouse, I guess it is. Yeah, hadn't seen this one before, so I thought I would pick this one and check it out. Kind of a country rock pop kind of group. Next up was a blind buy, Bill Horwitz with Lies, Lies, Lies. Just something about it just made me want to buy it. Thought I'd check it out. No idea if this is any good or what it is. Kind of has a singer-songwriter kind of look to it, but you never know. As I said, just caught my eye, and I thought we're going to go ahead and give it a shot. All right, next up, Rachel Sweet with Protect the Innocent. Next up, got a still-in shrink copy of Charlie Daniels Band, Full Moon. It's got The Legend of Woolly Swamp on here. In America is on here. Good album from Charlie Daniels Band, so that could be an upgrade for me. Very nice, clean copy of it anyway. Next up, Sheena Easton, Madness, Money, and Music. As I've said before, I do like Sheena Easton quite a bit, so find a nice in-shrink copy. Glad to pick that one up. Next up, we got an As Seen on TV record. I thought this would be a fun one to pick up. It's Soul Train, Hall of Fame. So just great Soul Train artists. You got Ike and Tina Turner, Isley Brothers, Five Stair Steps, Betty Wright, Otis Redding, Sam and Dave, Austin Bell, Archie Bell and the Drells, Frankie Lyman, just Sly and the Family Stone, just James Brown, pretty much everybody's on here. Who's Who of Soul Train. Yeah, kind of a K-Tel type thing. I thought it'd just be fun to put on and spin a couple times. Probably won't end up keeping it, but it just looked like something fun, so I grabbed it. Copy of Carole King's Wraparound Joy. Again, just nice in shrink copy. Grab that one. Linda Ronstadt, Hasten Down the Wind. Gatefold on that. And last but not least, we got one here from The System with their album Sweat. Kind of an electro kind of group from the 80s. So yeah, those are my pickups for the month of April 2022. Hope you're all doing well. Hope your April went well. Hope your May is going well. Thank you very much for watching. If you made it to the end of the video, think about subscribing if you aren't already, so you can be kept up to date with future videos. I think next week's video is going to be my CDs and movies and books from the library sale. And then the week after that, maybe my CDs from April. Who knows? A lot of stuff in the works. A lot of things to come. I've been picking up a lot of stuff, so I have a lot more to share with you. So thank you very much for watching. Be well, enjoy some great music, and we'll see you again next time. Cheers.